So I honestly thought that episode 6 of Twin Star might be like a throwaway episode because mainly like I definitely knew we were like gonna focus on Benio and Mayura, and to me that right there really didn't seem that important to the story. But of course, after watching it, I will say that it was definitely, like kind of nice to see them like building up toward this friendship that we got at the end, because we see now that when the episode first started, after our little recap of last week, we see now how these two girls were like trying to talk to Video, and obviously she really wasn't paying that much, attention to them. And we see now that when her familiar had picked up on the Kagare, she definitely, had to like get up and leave. And so we see now how she's still doing that. That right there is not changing, and we see now that the only one who knew what was like really going on, that right there was like Ryogo. And so we see now how one of the boys had mentioned that she hangs out with like these dangerous people, and we see that right there had like really, had worried Mayura. And so right now, because of that, she actually wanted to like look out for her and tries to like protect her, because if she can be friends with her, that way she can get her to stop hanging out with like these delinquents. And so we see now that the following day she was trying so hard to be, Benio's friend. And so pretty much we got like these different scenes, but to me, the most important one, or the funniest one I should say, was like during that whole little gym prep, where when she fell, Mayura's chest pressed against her back, she got pretty jealous, and to me that was kind of funny. And so we see now that eventually, Benio kind of got tired of it, because she asked her, why are you so concerned about me? And so we see now that, when she told her how she was like trying to be her friend so that way she wouldn't hang out with like these dangerous people, like at one point her understanding kind of got worse, because we see her thinking about Benio being in like some kind of fight. And it was like kind of funny, because that right there, it's like an anime troupe where you see a character, with the bandages and that long coat, and we see now how on the back of it had bringing on. That right there was a classic anime troupe. And so we see now how she was definitely, like way more determined now to be her friend. But eventually, eventually Benio was like, you and I live in like different worlds, and that right there was like pretty much the end of it, at least for the time being. And we see now that when everybody went home, we see how Ryogo, he was now back, out of the hospital, but he's still kind of hurt, because we can see like the bandages were now, like wrapped around his arm. And so pretty much now, even though he should be back home resting, he wants to get like back out in the field right away, because he was saying how they can't leave everything to the video. And we see now how Ryogo is definitely going back to the way he used to be, because he actually offered to help, and that right there kind of shocked like everyone. And so we see now how they were like kind of like making a little fun of him, kind of like teasing him, but at least now he is finally like getting serious. And that right there is like nice to see, because to me, I was like getting tired of the whole I don't want to fight, or I'm scared to fight, even though he has this power and should be like using it. And so now the following morning we had Benio, who was like getting ready to train, because she was like going out for a run, and we see the others, they were like all ready to go, and Ryogo was like so nervous, I guess, or excited, either way he could not sleep. And we see him now like oversleeping, but at least when he got up he was like dressed. And we see now that they were like kind of making fun of him, saying, or a video made fun of him, saying how we gotta look like a kid. And so then, like before that, we go back to Mayura for a moment, and she was like writing in her diary about Benio, and we see how she mentioned what she was eating for lunch, because apparently, Benio really likes that, and of course she can tell when she saw her eat nothing but that for lunch one day. And so now, after that, where we have Benio running, we get like this little flashback. And to me, like, for some reason, I don't know why, but even when they do like recent stuff, they kind of like focus it in the center, and we have like, that black with the white lines on the side. And to me, that right there is like so annoying. Why not show us the full screen? Why do it like that? Because I understand it's a flashback, and yes, it's a different way, but to me, it just seems extremely unnecessary, because I don't understand why we can't get a full screen when it comes to flashback. I like to me, it would definitely make sense to give it a full screen and maybe add like some kind of like tint color to it, so that way it would be easy to identify as a flashback if they want to do it that way. But regardless, now we have Benio going back to where Ryogo was like talking to her, and we see now because there was at one point where she was like gonna offer to go with them, but that's when Ryogo had woke up and ran downstairs, and we see now how Ryogo actually picked up on that, and he talked to her like kind of privately, saying how he only wanted Ryogo to go because he wanted to see just how much he can handle now that he was like finally getting serious. And at the same time, Benio, she was definitely getting like kind of jealous throughout the episode, because you can tell that Ryogo getting like all this like attention now, and kind of like outdoing her in a sense, because they were like taking him over her. That right there was like kind of getting her throughout the episode. But then like while she was running, that right there gave Mayura a chance to like run into her. And we see now how when they were talking, her stomach, actually started growling because she was hungry. And so we see now that, that Mayura actually has done her research, and she found a really good restaurant who has served the ohagi, but that right there were like the little like dark rice balls Benio was eating. And so we see now how they had like a tray that was like towering of them, and we see now that when Mayura first ate one, she was saying how good it was, and then when Benio ate one, but when Benio ate one, you could just see like the pure enjoyment on her face. So that right there was nice. And we see now how, like they were talking some. And so pretty much, like Benio was like kind of like venting to her how someone had like took her place today. And we see now how when Mayura had learned that this person was like useless, all she thought of was like Ryogo. And we see now that the more that Benio had went on saying how, when he gets serious, he is like earnest and strong, that right there, definitely made her think of Ryogo as well. And so now going back to Ryogo and the trio, so to say, they were definitely, handling, these Kagure with like no problem. And personally, I will say that I do wish Ryogo did have, like some swordsman skills or some kind of weapon skill besides those air bullets, because personally to me, that got old like really fast. I will say that it was cool to see him take out those Kagures that were like surrounding him, but at the same time, I want to see like some swordsmanship or some weaponry skills, because we see the characters, wielding swords, wielding like spears and stuff, but at the same time, how many times can you like pick up debris and just fire it, because that right there seems to like that right there has like this automatic aim where it like hits them. I really do wish, Ryogo did have, some kind of like swordsmanship skills, but at the same time, because he has like relied on these debris bullets or air frigid bullets like twice, like back to back like that, I feel that he has no skill, pertaining to that. But regardless, while they were dealing with that, we see now how this one special Kagure had appeared, and to me, this one was like some kind of DJ or something, or a hacker, so to say, that became one. But pretty much this Kagure, it was definitely way too powerful for the trio to take on. Like we have Ryogo charging in like a madman, trying to kill it. And at the same time, I thought, this guy would go back in the hospital. But we see now that when he first took the hit, he wasn't that hurt, but we see now that at one point we have the Kagure pretty much, taking them all out, because obviously the other two, they weren't going to do much because they were like practically useless against it, where we have the barrier not even forming before the Kagure, took it out. So to me personally, these two characters, they're like crap to me, and hopefully, they can get better. But because they're like minor support characters, I feel that, that right there won't be the case. But I will say that it was nice to see, Ryogo kind of protecting, Ruguro from an attack, but at the same time, that right there had like took him out. So, I mean, but at the same time, at least, seeing them three, like laid out like that, that right there made Ruguro get serious. And we see him punching the Kagure, only one time, because that right there just shows you how strong their arm is. And I will say, seeing his arm like that when he had ripped off, his sleeve, seeing it in like that black armor, to me, that right there looked badass on its own. But now going back to Benio and Mayura, we see how at one point there was a Kagure attack where we have like some kind of barrier opening between the two worlds, and we see now how the woman who was serving them in the cafe, she was like being pulled in by the Kagure. And so right now we have Benio, quickly opening the gate. And I thought maybe both of them would like get pulled in because Mayura was definitely, right there next to her. But at the same time, only Benio went in there, and obviously she had rescued that woman. But at the same time, we have her familiar who was like, saying how that girl probably ran home, because who would not be scared after seeing that? But he could not be more wrong, because she was there waiting for her, and we even see now how she was upset because she was worried or thinking that Benio might never come back. And we see now that right there completely shocked her, and we even see her smiling now because that right there really solidified them becoming friends. And so now we see that, like while they were walking home, we have Mayura, telling her or asking her to say, why didn't you tell me? Because Mayura definitely has some exorcists in her family as well. And that's when Benio finally, made the connection between the old guy who runs the dorm and her, because their family name, what was it? It was, Otomi. There we go. And so now, after that, where we have Benio, where we have Ruguro and the trio getting home, we have Benio and Mayura, waiting, and Mayura was like pissed because Benio and Ruguro are like living together, and Ruguro, had never told her. And so it was hilarious now where we have her pretty much, like tackling him and like choking him out, because, she was furious because her and Ruguro had been friends for like so long, and at the same time, he never told her a thing about this. And so now where we have Mayura fuming, Benio was like, maybe I should like reconsider, being her friend. And that right there was like pretty much where the episode ended, except we got this one scene with Mayura's grandfather, and we see him looking at something, but we can't see what it is. But apparently his worst fears have come true, and I do wonder what that is, because so far this guy, we definitely know he's strong because he runs this dorm, but at the same time we have no idea just how strong he is, nor like the level of wisdom that he has. So hopefully whatever this bad feeling that he has, I do hope that right there does get revealed soon. But this episode, it wasn't bad. I will say that it definitely picked up as it went on. So that right there was nice. It was a good episode. So that right there is like a 7 out of 10. But of course, let me know what you guys thought. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because it helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.